Hi guys, well, welcome back. Thanks for coming back to my channel. This is Vent Buddies, where we take some time to vent about different topics that are on our mind, that affect us all. And today I want to talk about family, familia. And are there times when your family members can be toxic? Toxic to the point where it's better to maybe not have them in your life? If anyone else out there has something similar, maybe they can tell their story. And please feel free to email me at buddiesvent@gmail.com. And I will do my best to get back to you. This is a brand new channel, and right now I feel lucky that I can do those things, and will take the time to get back to you, and I read all of your comments. Getting back to family. I come from an Italian, Sicilian father. My mother was Canadian, and she's passed now. They're very different people. I kind of grew up in a family where I was more sort of seen and not heard. And some of the things that a young Italian girl is expected to do, I wasn't particularly talented at. I wasn't great at cleaning. I wasn't great at sewing. I wasn't a great, overall, that sort of thing at that time did not interest me. I kind of had a little bit more of an entrepreneurial side, and really that part of myself was downplayed, and the push to become what I was supposed to be for them had started. Maybe that's why I feel the need to start a YouTube channel, because I, as a young child, really never felt very heard, and my feelings were kind of downplayed, and I wasn't, beaten, or, nothing really dramatic happened in that way, but sort of being ignored is that's not a great thing either. And I felt very much under the kind of power of my very strong Sicilian father. Flash forward in life. My mother divorced my father, let's say around 13 years old. And my father was very restrictive of all of us. And my mother went on, I think, a 20-year party. She just went nuts and, did a lot of drinking, a lot of partying. And in my mid to late teens, I was pretty much left to my own device to take care of myself. My aunt played a pretty big role. My bigger brother was kind of always sort of a jerk. So what I found is I really just didn't understand myself, or didn't know how to find my way. I did a lot of destructive things to myself. I didn't love myself, care for myself. I moved around a lot, and just overall very confused. Came a point in my adulthood where my questioning of my own self and self-esteem started to come into play, and I decided that these people that were either ignoring me, or not accepting me, or making demands on me, or conditions on their love in order for me to be accepted, I had to do what they wanted, that kind of thing, wasn't jiving. And I saw a counselor, and she told me to write a letter to my father. So I did. And, essentially from that letter, I called him out on some stuff. We spoke a little bit after that, but our relationship got quite severed. this is something for, for especially for a girl and her father, and wanting to make her father proud and all that kind of thing. This is the kind of thing that can be extremely damaging, extremely confusing, and definitely I spent a lot of years in confusion. And if this little discussion can help, if this little vent can help someone else make some decisions about their life, that's really what I'm after. And that's really what I'm hoping for the channel, is the hard questions that I ask and the topics I discuss can help others in some way with their issues. So, are you guys with me so far? How you doing? All right. I found that later in life, when you're independent and when you can make some more decisions for yourself, that there was a lot of family members in my life that just were toxic, that really didn't see me or care about me. There's a lot of gossipers. There's a lot of, really not the kind of unconditional love that you see other families have, or that of course you always want to have. So I really, later in life, ended up breaking off many ties, many connections to a lot of my family members. And this can be such a difficult decision to make, and sometimes it's not even your decision. Sometimes it's equally a kind of a breakup. If you've got any family members that are making you consistently feel really bad about yourself, and you really can't be yourself around them, and you're actually even making some poor decisions and acting out and doing kind of crazy things because you just can't ground yourself, because a lot of us look to our family to ground ourselves, then taking a step back from it all can be a really positive decision, and in my opinion, necessary for survival for many of us. And that wound, it's been several years now where I've detached from virtually all my family members. Of course, not my children, but my family members. And I have reconnected with other humans, other people who have become my surrogate family. And, life is short. And if you've got people in your life that, really are not feeding your soul, making you feel better about yourself. Everybody has problems, everyone has fights, but really sit back and think, okay, we can't choose the family that we were born into, but we most certainly as adults can start to make different decisions about who's important to us, who we want to give our love to, who we want to care about. Do any of you have family members that treat you like crap, that make you feel less than, but because they're family, you feel an obligation to stay connected with them? If that's true, maybe you don't have to completely disconnect, but maybe you can make the relationship different, distance yourself, detach yourself emotionally. You're not obligated to be connected just because you're blood. And I didn't know that. Being brought up in an Italian family, it's really brainwashed into you and ingrained. And I'm turning 50 this year, and of course there are so many things that I miss about my father, things that would make me laugh and things I loved about him. But when I really stepped back and examined the relationship, my mother has passed several years ago, but even with her, there was a time with her drinking and with, her behavior when she drank and things like that, and that was toxic. She wasn't somebody that I separated from completely. I stayed connected a little bit, but you definitely have to learn your own internal boundaries in order to survive this world. And the last thing that we need is people who consistently put us down or make us feel less than or don't appreciate us for our gifts. So I encourage you to take this vent about detaching from family, or, you know, completely removing yourself from that relationship, that I think is an important conversation that I don't see happen very much. And that's why I really wanted to have it, because I really don't know where to turn to other like-minded people who have that going on in their life. So if this is someone like you, or if you've got a story to tell, love to hear it. Love for you to share in the comments. If you want to see more videos on these difficult topics, and you want to share your thoughts or ideas on difficult topics to vent about, or things that are bugging you, please leave comments below or send me an email message at buddiesvent@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to plan for those topics. I am new at this channel. I don't exactly know everywhere that this is going. I think that my topics are going to be things that I'm passionate about. Anyway, great. Thank you guys for joining me today. And I know this is a bit of a controversial topic. I hope that you subscribe, and I hope that you hit the bell so that you can see more of these videos and we can talk more about the tough topics and vent to each other. And let's see where this can go. Thanks for joining.